Hello there, everyone. It's Pearl Jr. here. How are you guys doing today? Well, happy birthday to Katherine Jackson, who I believe is 91 years old today, and her firstborn son, Jackie Jackson, who has the same birthday. And Latoya and Rebe have the same birthday too. And one of my sisters and Marlon have the same birthday. And we know Michael's birthday is August 29th, 1958. This is a remarkable family. I have to state that this family is just incredible. How could all of them have been millionaires at one point? All of them. All of them can sing and dance. All of them. All of them. Latoya had the most amazing body, okay? She had her own talent. Randy can play so many instruments. You know about Jackie. Then Rebe came out, can sing and dance and Centipede, and I mean, my goodness. And then we know the Jackie and Tito and the bass. Jermaine and the bass, Tito on the guitar, Michael sing and dance. It's just incredible. Marlon, wonderful dancer. I mean, just incredible, incredible family. And none of them really have pot bellies either, old man bellies. Tito was always a little bit chubby, and Janet had a little bit chub, but they were still small people. And no receding hairlines. And if it wasn't for Michael and Debbie Rowe admitting that her, Dr. Klein, and Dr. Hoffman addicted Michael to drugs, prescription drugs, on purpose, none of them really had any drug issues or anything. Jail time. Michael went to jail couple times, for things he didn't do, for some kind of registration way back in the 90s. And then we know about the 2003 arrest, which was BS. He was fully acquitted for everything. So anyway, just congratulations, Joe and Catherine. Thank you so much for just enlightening my life. I could not imagine a life without growing up without the Jackson family and their music. Thank you so much, all of you guys, and especially to you, Mama Catherine. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Papa Joe, for doing the heavy lifting, right? Doing the heavy lifting, had to go out, had to manage, had to get them a record deal, had to get them places to perform, had to teach them their skills and their dance steps and the songs. And Michael, just incredible talent. Just Janet, I love you guys. I love you guys. Okay. Anyway, so let me get back after wishing them happy birthday. My birthday's coming up in 2 days too. I'm a Taurus, just like they are. Do you know all the Jackson girls were born in May? All the females were born in May. Yeah, isn't that something? Just like me. All right. So anyway, so let's move on. Okay. I have been waiting and waiting for this. You guys know I covered the IRS case, right? The Michael Jackson estate versus the IRS. The IRS sometime in 2012-13 sent a bill to the estate for over $702 million, saying they owe that all that in taxes. Could you imagine? Could you imagine opening up a letter and getting that? Just incredible. So the estate sued the IRS saying, that's not true. We don't owe you. Plus, at the moment that they got sued, no interest could be accrued. So that was the right thing to do. So it took a few years, and then it finally went to trial in 2017, right? I covered the trial. I went there at least 3 out of the 5 days per week, and I sat there. John Bronco went every single day, and that's where I got to know John Bronco, and I got to talk to him and, just get to know him, because there wasn't very many of us in the courtroom. And so I'm there almost all the time. Twiggy went a couple of times with me. But anyway, so finally the judge rendered a decision. Let me tell you guys, I told you guys I did something. I had filed a Freedom of Information Act to the federal courts because it was sealed. And I filed that like maybe 6-8 weeks ago. And I was like, what's going on? They haven't responded. Well, they probably didn't respond because they knew the judge was going to be releasing his conclusion soon. So I don't know if this is the final conclusion, because I think they can appeal it. But anyway, it is a massive win for the estate, but it's not that much of a win. It ain't a complete win. It's a massive win, but it's not a complete win. Okay, let me explain to you guys what's going on. All right. I always thought that this is where, if it was 500 million about that they owed him, that they said the estate owed, which is a death tax, which means on the day you die or the day you are claimed to be dead, how much were you worth that day? And what was in the pipeline that day? Okay, so that's what the estate tax is. It's a tax, and it's in 2009. It was 45%. 2009 was 45%. I saved some of this stuff. Let me show you guys what I have. Okay, here it is. Okay, I don't have that much time. All right, so in 2009, the tax rate was 45%, 2010, 35%, 2011, 35%. So, and I thought 1 year it went to zero. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Here is what it is right now. This is what it states right now. Okay, so when they add up all your assets minus your cash, oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to turn off my alerts. Please forgive me. I'll try to remember next time. Okay. Minus your cash, but all your assets, what are they worth? And then the government taxes you on that, right? 45%, which is huge. Donald Trump, I think he tried to get rid of the estate tax. Yeah, he would, because he got assets, right? So anyway, rich people always trying to beat the system, and they the ones that beating the system. The rest of us are struggling. But anyway, let me move on. All right. So, so with all his stuff, that's what the IRS said, that he underpaid, and that there were $200 million in penalties, which John Bronca and John McClain would have had to pay. Okay, so I figured if they were ever penalized $200 million, John Bronca and McClain is going to come out and say Michael's not dead. Okay, that's what I always was hoping on. But they're much smarter than me, of course. They're lawyers. I'm not. They know the rules. I don't. They know the game. I'm learning the game after they show me the game, but they're the one creating the game, right? So they owe nothing in penalties. So that wish that they was going to admit that Michael wasn't dead ain't going to happen. Now, the judge's decision, Judge Holmes, his decision has nothing to do with whether Michael's dead or not. He was told Michael's dead, so Michael's dead. That's it, right? That's it. Now, could Michael get in trouble for this? For overpaying taxes? For paying taxes he don't owe? No, he can't get in trouble for that, right? Because the laws are, with the tax code, is if they find a discrepancy or a lie or just something wrong, it's always based on, so since it's right, what do you owe? Since it's right, what do you owe? So if Michael's not dead, he don't owe nothing. They owe him a refund. They would owe him a refund. So there's really nothing there except paying maybe court fees or paying for the judge's time, or which the judge got paid for his time anyway, because that's his job, right? Or paying for the court's time, or, just little penalties and stuff like that, but they got it. And it's going to be a lot less than about $45 million. Now, let me explain to you guys what happened. All right. Now, real quick, I did not read the whole 271 pages. I couldn't. It was just too much. But I will read it like I always do. Like I read all the estate accounting and I read all this. I will read it, but I haven't. I've just been able to skim through. And I haven't skimmed through the whole thing. But before I go there, at the end of the trial, like the last day of the trial, Taj Malik, not Taj Jackson, not Michael's nephew, Taj Jackson, Taj Malik, who ran this website called TeamMichaelJackson.com, hated the estate, hated John Bronca, hated him with a passion. She would troll him. She would harass him. It was horrible. It was just horrible. Threaten his life, say I got guns, and it was just horrible, her behavior. All right. But Randy Jackson really liked her, okay? And she was at Papa Joe's memorial, too, that I went to, okay? So, anyway, so did she play a role? So, at the end, she must have told the judge that I was a death hoax conspiracy theorist, because the judge mentioned something about the death hoax and conspiracies and looked dead in my face, right? And he mentioned this note, okay? Mentioned this note right here. And John Bronca had to get back on the stage on testify and said, well, this note has not, a lot of notes people say are Michael's. We don't know if this is Michael's note or not. We're not sure. Even though it was an exhibit in the Catherine versus AEG trial. That's the exhibit. That's the date. And that's the exhibit number. Okay, this right here. So it talks about Michael Circus Soleil show. He wanted to make 10 million. AEG 250 million. Nike deal. Blue City, Alnor, Prime Fadia. I don't know what that is. Hire accountant, caution. I trust now, caution. Hire an accountant, I trust now, and lawyer, I want to meet him, caution, caution. Auction, I want to invest something now on all whatever, no auction. He wants some kind of inventory now on all his items in his no auction. He says, I want to sign all checks over 5,000 now, hire merchandising. Okay, and then he has Monaco House, which I believe is Catherine's trailer, which he could have lived in as soon as he faked his death right there on the Havenhurst project. Monaco, which is the name of the Catherine trailer. And I heard before the death announcement that he was living in a trailer in the back, okay, getting used to it. And then he said here, all keys give to Taj Jackson, right? All keys, and then there's some other stuff here. So all keys. So isn't it funny that Taj Jackson, I put this on my Facebook because I don't have that much time. Taj Jackson just talked about Michael giving him all the keys to Michael's stuff. Taj also brought it up in the Catherine versus AEG trial. I was there. I heard him talk about Michael gave him a box of stuff and keys to stuff. So there could be some hidden music that might come out later. And then Michael got musical notes here and there, right? And then I don't know what these say right here, but I don't have time to kind of decipher through that, right? So Michael did trust Taj, which is great, which is wonderful. He just mentioned it in his interview with Nicole's room. I think that's what her thing is, which was last Saturday. All right. So Taj Malik gives this to the judge, right? And it's like, what the hell, right? Girl, you know that Michael could be taxed, his heirs and everything would lose money because you're now telling the judge, I hate John Branca so much, I will hurt Michael to hurt John Branca, right? Because she gave this to him. So I thought she's just, I don't like her. Okay. All keys given to Taj, right? This proves right here that this is Michael's authentic note. Because who else knew that, right? Who else knew that but him, right? So this is Michael's authentic note. Okay, well, anyway, so let's get to the good stuff. And I don't have much time, people. Okay, so this right here is the commissioner who was the IRS person, audited the estate, and in May 2013 issued a notice of deficiency that adjusted the estate's reported value. Re-summarize it here. So all you people that are on me about Michael Jackson and a Rare Pearl and Peter calling me on the same date as the Rare Pearl came out, then there was an album the same date as the Rare Pearl cartoon came out, and then there was an album called Come and Get It, The Rare Pearls. You know, come on. And then the cartoon series featuring the Rare Pearl came out January 15th. I mean, Peter's Michael, okay? Bobby is a live decoy, just like Navi was Michael's decoy. It's a real person, okay? Just like I told you guys in Alive 3. Please watch my documentaries. Well, anyway, so the judge decided to concentrate on these three. Separate all things into these three. Image and likeness, New Horizon Trust 2, New Horizon Trust 3, right? So this is what the commissioner said, that Michael really was worth $1.125 billion, right? All right, so there were some debts and stuff. Now, look at this here, okay? So this is what the estate hired somebody by the name of Amos. I wrote it down somewhere, Amos something, and they did it. Amos Adams, I think. What was the name? I wrote it down. Where did I write it down at? I forget, but anyway, the estate hired someone to do the taxes and to evaluate Michael's assets, right? So this is what the estate had turned in. That Michael's name and likeness was worth $2,105, like an article said, and like the judge said, that it was worth, that is like a 20-year-old Honda, used Honda. Okay, New Horizon Trust 2, which was held the Sony ATV catalog. He said that it was worth $0 because Michael borrowed on it, owed on it, and the money he borrowed on it to pay other things still had less value and had debt on it. So he said he figured that to be at $0. And the New Horizon Trust was with the MyJack catalog and his other assets. Okay, so this comes from the judge's decision. Michael's name and likeness, the estate readjusted it to be worth $3 million. The commissioner, IRS, said it was worth 161 million, and then the tax court says 1.4 million, right? Excuse me, 4.1 million dollars, right? Well, what happened? Michaels didn't make any money from 2006 to 2009 for his name and likeness, and his name and likeness was in bad shape because of the child abuse allegations, which cleared up because Michael signed a deal with me using another decoy for the Michael Jackson Trial and Triumph of the King of Pop that was distributed to 50 million homes, right? So that is the widest spread documentary on Michael's innocence ever distributed, 50 million homes, okay? And then it went worldwide too, and in Japan, and I never was paid right. I just wasn't, okay? So, and then so that's why he had 0 for here for the Sony ATV catalog, because after he figured everything, it was just worth nothing, okay? After they sold it in 2016, I believe, for 750 million. New Horizon Trust 3 is the MyJack catalog and all Michael's assets. So this is a problem, okay? So here and here, these two are totaling 111 million. So if Michael has to pay 45% of that, that's about $45 million, right? So here, I just went over that. And so that is kind of the summary of it, okay? Now, I think the estate is going to appeal it. I really do think the estate is going to appeal it. And then we'll see what happens. So it doesn't seem like it's over yet. He used some algebra, the judge. He used some algebra in it. And then let's see. The right of publicity. This was really interesting. Let me tell you guys, there's a right of publicity, right? So Michael has the right of publicity just like all celebrities do. But they also have this right, which I'm going to have to look into. A right to be left alone. A right to be left alone. This is in the estate accounting. It has been a recent push for the federal right of publicity for student athletes, whatever. That's something else. But it's really in depth. So I need at least a week, guys, to kind of read into that. But I thought right of publicity, okay, or right to be left alone. So you're allowed to disappear. If you want to disappear, you are allowed to disappear. And just fake your death if you want and just start anew somewhere. I have that in my live trilogy, and there's so much more that I need to talk about, okay? And then he spelled mannequin, M-A-N-I-K-I-N. Is that mannequin? Or M-A-N-I-Q-U-I-N. But he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy, but you know. All right, so anyway, guys, I have to go. To catch up on where I'm at with this is Alive 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Alive documentaries. Please watch them so you can know what I know. And then there's 500 free videos for you guys to watch to know what I know. And then there's thousands of posts to know what I know. And then there are, I wrote the e-movie book, Sue Decide, and then I have the short film, A Prisoner of Fame. So I don't know of anyone who has as much receipts as I do that shows the work, the time, the effort that I have put into learning Michael Jackson. Now, one thing that me and John Bronca, Howard Wiseman, I think it was Howard Wiseman, and I said, boy, the estate, I said, the IRS don't know anything. He said, they don't know shit. And they didn't. And that's why they got their butts whipped now. So instead of Michael owing $700 million, it's down to like 45 million so far. So that's a big win, but it's not a complete win. So this saga will continue, but I have to go, you guys. I love you so much. Go to my website, michaeljacksoninsider.com, to see me with Jackson family members and to get all the links to get all the documentaries. All right, guys, I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.